Welcome everybody. So today I want to show you how to take a design, transfer it onto your clay, and then use a few different tools. So we're going to use the pencil looking tool for carving. We're going to use the needle tool for cutting. We're going to use the small loop tool for another type of carving. We've got our rib for smoothing out our slab, and then we're going to use the pen for transferring. So first off, I'm going to use the rib. Remember, hold it at an angle. So you want it at an angle when it touches so it can smooth off all that canvas texture like that. Now, to transfer this design, you need a fresh slab, so one that has just been rolled out. And you want to use a water-based pen in a dark color. And you're just going to outline on the back side all of the design. Okay, so if you did this part yesterday, it might not transfer, or if your slab is a day old, it might not transfer. So if that's the case, just redraw the lines with the pen again, or if you need to add a little moisture to your slab, you can add just a tiny bit of water to it. But remember, you want to do the back side, not the front side, because it's gonna, like, if you did this side, it would come out backwards. It's like a stamp. So you're gonna take this, you're gonna set it on your slab, rub it a little bit like this. And then don't peel it all the way off, kind of stop and check it. Make sure that you can see all the sides. See if there's anywhere that you need to do a little bit more. And then once you're sure that it's transferred all the way, then go ahead and take the transfer off. So the next step is gonna be, we're gonna cut out the outside, okay? So now for me, if you hold it straight up and down because you're tracing something, that's one thing. But if you have a clean line, if you hold your needle tool kind of flatter this way, when you cut and you pull towards yourself, you're gonna keep the edge nice and straight, and there's not gonna be as many clay boogies that you have to clean up later. So the other thing I do is I always clean off my tool when I'm done, and then I'm just gonna rotate the clay, okay? Trying to go sideways and like twist and do weird things, that's really difficult, and I want it to be a little easier. So I'm gonna rotate the clay, I'm gonna cut, clean off my tool, rotate the clay, cut, clean off my tool. And you can do a slight, curve, but kind of follow that line. But I'm still basically turning towards myself. Clean off my tool. And then on the corners, you definitely do want to kind of smooth out that kind of stuff. And if you have, like on the back side, you're going to need to smooth these edges too. So remember, if you have it where your finger is on the side and just gently roll it, you're still trying to leave this edge flat, but you're just trying to get rid of that funky edge. So you would go all the way around, do it all the way around. Now these ones here are for carving, and then we're gonna do one stamping thing too. So we're saving this area for stamping. So first I'm gonna carve with my pencil tool. And same thing, I'm gonna hold this like a pencil so it's kind of flat, angled towards the slab. So, I wanna keep it flat like this, not up like this. If I do it up and down when I do that, I'm gonna get all these little jaggedy edges and stuff, and then I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time cleaning that out. Whereas if I hold it more like a pencil and I pull towards myself, you can see that the quality of line is significantly different. And this is the one you want. So we're gonna start with this, and we're gonna do one where we just pull straight. We're gonna do one where we're gonna do a curve or start a curve, and then you rotate, continue the curve, and then rotate again, continue the curve, okay? Now for this circle, same kind of thing. I tend to change how I'm holding it a lot of times. Sometimes I'll hold it like this. It's just whatever's most comfortable. But the main thing is you want to rotate, just smooth it out. Okay, you want to rotate as you go. So you can kind of start there, rotate, rotate until you get all the way around. Now, if you do get like some clay on the edge of your tool, clean it off. Because if you leave it on the edge of your tool, or if you get a little section, like right here, I have, let me focus it. Right here, I have a little clay boogie, right? So I wanna fix, whatever, it's being obnoxious. Here you go. So I'm just gonna fix that. The other way I can fix it, like if I've got a fuzzy edge, I can put my finger partway into the line and pull away. So you don't wanna go all the way across the line. You just wanna go partway in and pull away. So now for a second, I'm gonna go ahead and switch to this loop tool, my small one. So I'm gonna carve on this part here. So I'm just gonna see the difference in line. And this one you can see pulls up clay when you do that. So again, you wanna make sure that you're cleaning off your tool frequently, because remember, those should not go on the floor. If you get those on the floor, then it creates the dust that is not good for your lungs. And we don't want that. Okay, now if you're doing like inside here, there's the little T. So the main thing for this one, you can use either the small loop tool or you can use the pencil tool, but I would start with one line and then start in the middle and pull away from the line for this part here, okay? Because if I go like this, I create an area where it overlaps and like it makes a funky spot that I have to then go and like try to pick out the clay boogies, and it can be more difficult. But if you just start in the middle and pull away, then you don't have to worry about that. Now for stamping, we have a bunch of different kinds of stamps, and I'm just gonna use the back end of a paintbrush for this one, but you're gonna do stamps in this area. Actually, I'm gonna use this. So I'm gonna use the end of this as my stamp so I can show you what it looks like when we're stamping. So you wanna hold it straight up and down, and you're gonna push a little bit and wobble it a little bit, okay? So you want it to clearly show, but you don't want it to be too deep. So like this one is kind of a weird little pattern. Like I could create some cool patterns with this. This one's not specifically a stamp, but it works as a stamp. The main thing you want to watch out for is if you have too light of a stamp and you can barely see it, that's not going to work well when we go to start glazing. So you want to make sure that you can see it, but you also want to make sure that it's not really deep. So if you push really hard and you're warping the edge or making this inside bit really, really thin, that's gonna be difficult to make it not break, right? This one right here in the middle, that's the whole just right area, okay? So this one's too light, it'll be hard to do the glazing step. This one's perfect, and this one's too deep. So when you're using the stamps, make sure you're going for that middle one. All right, thanks everybody, have fun, give it a try, make something cool.